Peace and Black Power. Good Garvey evening to all of my African family across the world. We are revolutionary Pan-African nationalists, and therefore we consider all Africans in the world who identify as such to be part of our family. I say good evening to the brothers and sisters on the mother continent, the kingdom, the headquarters of the African race. Shout out to East Africa, shout out to West Africa, shout out to Central Africa, shout out to North Africa, shout out to the Africans in the islands around the mother continent. Our brothers and sisters in Australia, the South Pacific, Asia, Europe, Canada, Central and South America, and of course, our Caribbean African brothers and sisters. Tonight is day 5 of the Dr.Umar Ifatunde Ogun Tade's 7 Nights of Kwanzaa lecture. I've enjoyed being with you all the first 4 nights. And now we are on the other side. Tonight is the 30th. Tomorrow is New Year's Eve. For those brothers and sisters watching who are a part of the Third Eye spiritual group, we began our winter fast on December the 11th. And tomorrow is day 21. So brothers and sisters in the Third Eye group, happy fasting. We have made it. Tomorrow is your last night of fasting. So at dusk tomorrow evening, which is about 5:30 Philadelphia time, not sunset, but dusk, which is 30 minutes past sunset, when you break your fast, you are free to bring in your new year however you choose to do so. If you plan on drinking or partying or smoking or doing what you do, please be careful. But tomorrow is day 21. So when you break your fast tomorrow at dusk, celebrate. You have survived the 21 days. And I look forward to seeing you all again on the Honorable Marcus Garvey's transition day, June the 10th, which will be our first eclipse of 2021, will be on the first day of our summer fast from June the 10th until the day Ghana became independent on July the 1st. With that said, we're dealing with the principle of purpose, and our purpose tonight is to prepare for next year's liberation. Our purpose tonight is to prepare for next year's liberation. So this is what we're going to do tonight, brothers and sisters. We did not finish day 2's relationship seminar. Kwanzaa day 2, we did not finish the relationship conversation. And we didn't finish last night's economic conversation. So what we're going to do is we're going to begin with the economics. We're going to pick up where we left off last night. Is that all right, family? We're going to pick up where we left off last night with the economics. And if time allows, we will pick up where we left off during our relationship conversation, which was around the pain body. We talked about the vampire vagina and the wounded phallus. Okay? Some sisters are emotionally damaged. They have a vampire vagina, an unhealthy cookie jar. And we talked about brothers who have a wounded phallus, psychologically damaged and emotionally imbalanced brothers, wounded phallus. That's where we finished. So we're going to pick up on economics. And if time remains, we're going to pick up on relationships. If time does not allow, we will pick up on relationships tomorrow. But because economics is fresh in our heads from last evening, I want to pick up on the economics relationship or the economics discussion first, because we're picking up from last night that is most prominent in your short-term memory right now. So I'm not doing a recap. The video's on my Facebook page, Brother Trayvon Levon. I will not be doing a recap. Okay, this is not special ed. You do not have an IEP. Go to my Facebook page, Dr.Umar Ifatunde. Dr.Umar Ifatunde is the Facebook page. 412,000 likes. That's how you know you have the right page. 412,000 likes or something to that effect. That's how you know you have the right Facebook page. Dr. Umar Ifatunde. Ifatunde. There will not be any recaps. So let's get right into this. But let me remind everybody, this Saturday, the new year begins in Frederick Douglass City. This Saturday, the new year begins in Frederick Douglass City. My ancestor, 4 times great grand cousin and possible uncle. I will be in Rochester at Allah's Kitchen this Saturday, January the 2nd, from 2 until 8, releasing this book, Black Parent Advocate, 550 plus pages of information. Every black parent in America needs this book. Every black educator in America needs this book. Every black educational law student needs this book. Every black social worker and counselor and parent advocate needs this book, Black Parent Advocate. Here's the Holy Bible. Here's Black Parent Advocate. Here's the Holy Bible. Here's Black Parent Advocate. Here's the Holy Bible. Here's Black Parent Advocate. This is the Bible for black parents. No disrespect to the Holy Bible at all. This is the Black Parent Bible for the psychoacademicholocaust. This is how you save your child from the school to prison pipeline. 550 plus pages. Come get your copy. In Rochester this Saturday, Allah's Kitchen. Buffalo, New York this Sunday at the Alfonso Raphael Green Jr. Center on Fillmore in Buffalo, 2 to 8, Sunday, January the 3rd. And then we will be in Charleston, South Carolina, Goose Creek, Dr. King's birthday. Charleston, South Carolina, Goose Creek, Dr. King's birthday. Black Parent Advocate book release at the Diamond Cuts Barbers Lounge. I said the Diamond Cuts Barbers Lounge in Goose Creek, South Carolina, Friday night, January 15th. Dr. King's birthday. And then the next day, Macon, Georgia. Macon, Georgia, at the Homeland Community Center, Macon, Georgia, Homeland Village Cultural Center, Homeland Village Cultural Center in Macon, Georgia, Saturday, January the 16th. We will be in Brooklyn, Tuesday, January the 12th. Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad, founder of the new Black Panther Party, 72nd Solar Return Anniversary. We will be in Brooklyn. I did not mention the book because I don't even know if I'm going to bring the book to Brooklyn, because it's not about the book that day. It's about remembering Dr. Khalid. On Tuesday, January the 12th, it's not about the book that day. It's about remembering Dr. Khalid. Also, Detroit, Michigan, all right, and Pontiac, Michigan. Looks like I'll be coming back next month. Richmond, Virginia, and Newport News. You will be seeing me in February. Camden, New Jersey. You'll be seeing me in January. Oakland, California. There's a strong chance you'll be seeing me in February. Cleveland. We got a whole bunch of cities we're working on, brothers and sisters. If you plan to invite me to speak for you this upcoming year, Get your requests in early. If you want me to train your teachers, if you want me to speak to your youth, if you want me to host a high school student conference, if you want me to come talk about the school to prison pipeline, if you want me to do a for sisters only seminar, if you want me to come speak at the halfway house for our chemically addicted brothers and sisters to motivate them, then get in contact with me. There's no topic I can't handle, and there's no population I cannot motivate. Send your requests. DrUmarJohnson at yahoo.com. DrUMAR Johnson at yahoo.com. You can also text me for availability. 215-989-9858. 215-989-9858. Also, brothers and sisters, okay, please go to DrUmarJohnson.com and sign up for the FDMG Loyal Donors Program. Go to DrUmarJohnson.com tonight. Sign up to be a loyal donor. Bronze Club, $50 a month automatic donation. Silver Club, $100 a month automatic donation. Gold Club, $250 a month automatic donation. Diamond Club, $500, Platinum Club, $500 a month automatic donation. Diamond Club, $1,000 a month automatic donation. If you do sign up to be a loyal donor, if you do sign up on my website to be a loyal donor, text me your registration receipt in WhatsApp, and I will add you to the Loyal Donors group. I repeat, if you sign up to be a loyal donor, text me the receipt of your registration in WhatsApp, and I will add you to the Loyal Donors chat. The Loyal Donors are the only people who know what's really going on with the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy. As you always hear me say, I'm only accountable to my donors, and if you're not in the Loyal Donors group, then you don't get the breaking news regarding FDMG. For those brothers and sisters who cannot afford to make a regular automatic contribution, for those brothers and sisters who cannot afford to make a regular automatic contribution, continue to donate on the Cash App. $FDMG School on the Cash App. $FDMG School on the Cash App. $FDMG School on the Cash App, or paypal.me/FDMG Academy. paypal.me/FDMG Academy, or mail your check or money order, P.O. Box 9634, Wilmington, Delaware. P.O. Box 9634, Wilmington, Delaware 19809. You can also text message me for the Loyal Donors Club sign up links. You can text message me for the Loyal Donors Club sign up links. You can WhatsApp me, you can email me. You don't have to get it off the website. That's the quickest way to sign up. But if you want me to directly text you the links for the Loyal Donors Club or the donation information, go ahead and send that to me. For those of you who have sons and daughters between the ages of 11 and 17, for those of you who have sons and daughters between the ages of 11 and 17, we will be hosting the second annual Dr.Umar FDMG Black College and Consciousness Tour for 11 to 17-year-old boys and girls. The Black College and Consciousness Tour for 11 to 17-year-old boys and girls. It will be an FDMG sponsored event. We're going to take your sons and daughters between the ages of 11 and 17 to the Frederick Douglass House, the Frederick Douglass Grave, the Harriet Tubman Home, the Harriet Tubman Grave, the Benjamin Banneker Home, the Nat Turner Trail, the Great Blacks and Wax Museum, the Smithsonian National African American Museum, the Philadelphia Black Holocaust Museum, Cheney University, Lincoln University, Bowie State, Coppin State, Howard, Virginia State, Hampton University, University of Maryland, Eastern Shore, Delaware State University. 11 to 17-year-old boys and girls Black College Tour. There will be a second tour For 18 to 25-year-old children who have lost their way. Some of you have children between the ages of 18 and 25. They've been out of high school, or some of them have not been out of high school, but they need some motivation to get their life back on track. I will be hosting a college tour for young adults, 18 to 25, boys and girls. And with the young adult college and consciousness tour, there will also be trade schools involved. There will be trade schools involved as well, because I want some of our older young people to realize that they can become a licensed plumber in 2 years. They can become a licensed carpenter in 2 years. They could become a licensed roofer in 2 years. They could become an auto mechanic in 2 years. So we want to show them different opportunities that they can have. And this is right in order with tonight's double topics of economics and black love. This is right in order with tonight's double topics of economics and black love, because if there is no finance, there could be no romance. If there is no finance, there could be no romance. And we know that college is putting black people into long-term debt. So one of the best ways to fight that is to redirect our young people into the building trades. Redirect our young people into the building trades. And I can tell you, it's good money in the building trades, because we are paying a lot of money to get the Honorable Marcus Garvey Elementary School of the FDMG Academy renovated. So what will happen if you don't live in the Wilmington, Delaware area? Because we hope to have the elementary school ready, so we will meet at the Most Honorable Marcus Garvey Elementary School. That will be the pick-up point for the Black College and Consciousness Tour, the Most Honorable Marcus Garvey Elementary School of the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey campus. That's where we will pick up your 11 to 17-year-old boys and girls to begin the tour, and that's where we will end the tour. Our last tour was 14 days, 14 nights. We might cut it a little short this time because Dr. Umar is short on time because we have to get to school together. But the first tour was 14 days, 14 nights. We might cut it down just a little bit. In addition to that, we will need some chaperones. Most of our chaperones will be the students who were on the first college tour back in 2015 or 16. They will be the student chaperones, but we will still need a few adult chaperones. So if you're interested in being a chaperone, feel free to send me your resume, not to the school's resume address, but directly to me, DrUmarJohnson at yahoo.com, to be a chaperone for the Black College and Consciousness Tour 11 to 17, or to be a chaperone for the Black College and Consciousness Tour 18 to 25. With that being said, I'm echoing DJ Bryant. You're going to have to deal with that, my brother. I'm sorry I'm echoing, or you can come over to Instagram. I'm not echoing on Instagram, at Dr. Umar Johnson on Instagram. So we talked about, getting back to the economics, we talked about how black women spend $54 million a year on hygiene. Black men, $61 million a year on toiletries. Black people, bottled water, $810 million a year. Refrigerated drinks, $587 million a year. Women's fragrance, $151 million a year. Spice and seasoning, $430 million a year. Chewing gum, $122 million a year on chewing gum. Household cleaner, $407 million a year. Cooking utensils, $136 million a year. Watches and timepieces, $61 million a year. Children's cologne. Children's cologne, $4 million a year. As I said last night, there's no way in hell your son or daughter, 3 years old, 5 years old, 7 years old, 9 years old, 11 years old, need to know anything about no damn cologne where they can barely read, in special ed, taking Ritalin, ADHD, barely passing, and they got some damn cologne on in a video game unit. We are out of our minds, brothers and sisters. Why are we giving our children cologne $4 million? Could I please have your cologne money for 2021? The Prince of Pan-Africanism is hereby asking all black parents to sacrifice their children's cologne for the coming calendar year so I can give your children a school. Let me ask you again, can you please sacrifice your children's cologne money for 2021? You understand? So we can have that $4 million to renovate the entire campus. $4 million will renovate the entire FDMG campus. And we will have money left over to furnish the campus. $4 million will renovate the entire FDMG campus. Can you please sacrifice the cologne? Your children's cologne, not mommy's cologne, not daddy's cologne. I'm asking you to sacrifice your children's cologne for 2021 so we can use it to give your children a school. What is more important, smelling good in elementary school or living good after you graduate high school? What is more important, smelling good in elementary school or living good after you had a decent education at the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy? Please sacrifice the children's cologne. Ethnic hair, $54 million. I love my natural hair, sisters. I love me a natural haired woman. And what I love the most about a natural haired woman, as you heard me say last night, I'm recapping a little bit for my brother. I'm recapping a little bit for my brother. As I said yesterday, African women on the continent have been wearing their hair ethnically natural for hundreds of thousands of years. So our sisters in America should be able to build an economic partnership with our sisters on the mother continent and our sisters in the Caribbean islands and our sisters in Central and South America, as well as Europe, Asia, and Australia. And we should be able to make all natural ethnic hair products. We should not be spending $54 million a year on ethnic hair. However, with that being said, I still want to thank my natural haired sisters because your $54 million is only a fraction. It's only a fraction of what the other sisters are spending on weaves, perms, and blonde hair. Your $54 million is only a fraction of what the other sisters are spending on weaves and perm and blonde hair. Shelf juice. $1 billion a year black people are spending on shelf juice. I'm not 680 no more, Brother Sinclair. I lost 10 pounds since I've been fasting. Big Papa is now 270. And I'm about to start working out to get ready for my next Africa trip. We are working on Kenya, brothers and sisters. We're working on Kenya. If you've never been to Africa, get your passport. If you want to spend 14 days and 14 nights with the Prince of Pan-Africanism, it looks like we're going to Kenya, East Africa, home of the Kenyan Land and Freedom Party, the Mau Mau, Dedan Kimathi, and all the soldiers who fought the European colonialists, fought the British to make Kenya free. We thank you. And we pray that one day we can find the grave site of the Honorable Dedan Kimathi, who was fighting against imperialism and white supremacy even before Ghana became independent. I spoke in Kenya in 2016. I spoke at Kenyatta University, the most memorable and significant speaking event of my life. Over 40 different African countries was represented with their youth, and I dropped the Garvey grenade. at the University of Kenyatta. So I'm coming back to Kenya for the second time. Brothers and sisters, get your passport. You don't want to miss this trip. Get your passport so you can rock out with the Prince of Pan-Africanism on my 7th annual tour of Africa. This year is Operation Kenya. This year is Operation East Africa. Brothers and sisters, we spent $1 billion on shelf juice. This is why we need to start growing our own fruit. This is why we need to start growing our own fruit. This is why. Because if we're spending $1 billion on shelf juice, brothers and sisters, if we're spending $1 billion on shelf juice, we could just grow our own fruit and make our own natural fruit juices that doesn't have the sugar and the caffeine and the high fructose corn syrup. So this $1 billion in shelf juice is totally unnecessary. And let me not get back to $761 million on frozen meat, $761 million on pork chops, chicken wings, and steaks. We're spending $761 million on pork chops, chicken wings, and steaks. Brothers and sisters, that is not acceptable. That is not acceptable because pork chops, chicken wings, and steaks are killing our people. Heart disease is the #1 killer in America, and it's damn sure the #1 killer in Black America. Heart disease is the #1 killer in America, and it's damn sure the #1 killer in Black America. Brothers and sisters, we have to do something about this frozen meat. And then we spend $352 million on lard and cooking oil, pig grease, and cooking oil. $352 million on pig grease and cooking oil. If you add $352 million on lard and cooking oil to $761 million on frozen meat, you're looking at over $1 billion to finance your premature extermination. You are spending $1 billion to kill yourself. You're spending $1 billion on heart disease. You're spending $1 billion on diabetes. You're spending $1 billion on dialysis, failed kidney, failed liver. $1 billion, brothers and sisters. We have to stop this. We are literally financing our own death. We have to do something about it. So let us continue. Let us continue. Detergent, $829 million on detergent. I know we like to look good, but I don't think we have to spend that type of money on detergent, brothers and sisters. I don't think we have to. I don't think we have to. Let me get this right for my Facebookers. All right. Charcoal and logs, $43.5 million on cooking out in the backyard. Charcoal and logs, $43 million. So between your charcoal for your backyard cookout, your lard and cooking oil, and your frozen meat for your heart disease, diabetes, stroke, and heart attack, you are paying over $1 billion a year for heart disease, diabetes, kidney failure, stroke, and heart attack. What is wrong with us, brothers and sisters? I don't know why that's funny, Imani. Imani Imhotep, and you got a conscious name. And Imani means faith, sister. Faith, that's the seventh day of Kwanzaa. Imhotep, God of peace. Why is it funny that we're subsidizing our own extermination as a people more than $1 billion a year on frozen meat, charcoal, and fat and lard? Why is that so funny, brothers and sisters? Why is that so funny, brothers and sisters? We are the only people in the world who will laugh at our own demise. We are the only people in the world who find it funny that we are dysfunctional. We are the only people in the world who will separate ourselves from our misery and then make a joke about it. Brothers and sisters, that is the end of the recap. Now I'm going into new information. Are you ready? Are you ready? It's time for the new economic information that I did not cover last night. Let's get into it. Listen to this fact. I want y'all to hear me clearly. Listen to this fact, brothers and sisters. 53% of all Black Americans, 53% of all American Africans, listen to the statistic. 53% of all Black people in America are under the age of 35. I'm going to say it again. 53% of all American Africans, of the 50 million of us here, 53% of us are under the age of 35. What did Frederick Douglass say? What did Frederick Douglass say? It is better to raise strong children than to repair broken men. Frederick Douglass said, it is better to raise strong children than to repair broken men. If 53% of Black America is under the age of 35, where should we be focusing our efforts? If 53% of Black America is under the age of 35, what should be our priorities? If 53% of Black America is under the age of 35, if we don't get them right, we will never be right. This is why you've always heard me say that we should try to save as many Black adults as we can. However, our focus should be on the youth. And since more than half of Black America are the youth, since more than half of Black America are under the age of 35, I can't wait to get to school ready. Now that I know that more than half of us are under the age of 35, Team Pan-African will focus on the youth. NIBPA will focus on the youth. The Pan-African movement will focus on the youth. FDMG will focus on the youth. And this works perfectly for me because I probably have the largest and most diverse youth following in the world of any Black scholar or organizer. I don't know of another Black scholar or organizer on the planet Earth who has a larger and more diverse Pan-African youth following than me. So if the youth are going to be saved, Ifatunde must lead the way. If the youth are going to be saved, then Ifatunde must lead the way. 53% of us are under the age of 35. And you know what? That's kind of interesting. That helps me make sense of something. Let me tell you real quick sidebar. You guys know I've been accepting wifey resumes, right? Wifey resumes for sisters who think they're strong enough to be the queen of FDMG and stand beside Dr. Umar as my wife, as my queen. I want to tell you something about the wifey resumes that I have not said yet. Most of the wifey resumes that I have received this year have been from sisters between the age of 25 and 35. Most of the wifey resumes that I have received have been from Black women between the ages of 25 and 35. And I said to myself, why am I getting so many wifey resumes from such young women? The 30 to 35 wasn't the concern, but the 25 to 30 was a concern because I don't date under 30, okay? I don't date under 30. At least I try not to. I don't want to date under 30. I would like my wife to be between 35 and 45, and she absolutely can't be under 30. I would like my wives, the two of them, but to be between 35 and 45, absolutely not under 30. But most of the wifey resumes that I received were between 25 and 35. And I said to myself, why are the young women sending me these wifey resumes? Now I know why. Because we are overloaded on the youth side. And a lot of young sisters are having trouble finding serious young brothers. I'm going to say it again. A lot of these young sisters coming out of law school at the age of 25 and coming out of pre-med at the age of 25 and rocking with their own business and buying their own home at the 25. They're looking for serious young brothers and they can't find them because there's no reason Dr. Umar should be getting that many wifey resumes from 25 to 30-year-old sisters. Now I understand. Not only are 53% of Black America under 35, but a lot of our young sisters can't find young brothers who are as serious and focused as they are. So a lot of them are looking for the oldest. And I appreciate you sisters who sent me those wifey resumes. But respectfully, my queen can absolutely not be under the age of 30. I thank you, young sisters. Thank you for the wifey resumes. I'm flattered that you think your big brother, Dr. Umar, would be a perfect husband to you, but I absolutely cannot marry a queen under 30, preferably 35 to 45, but I thank you. Let's get back to the information. In 2018, in 2018, in 2018, Black people spent 63 billion, not million, billion. In 2018, Black America spent $63 billion on travel and vacation. $63 billion on travel and vacation, and most of it goes to somebody who don't look like you. $63 billion on traveling and vacation. Brothers and sisters, we have to do something about that. Brothers and sisters, we have to do something about that. $63 billion. But we don't have no airplanes. $63 billion. We don't have no cruise ships, no Black Star liners. $63 billion. We got very few hotels and resorts. $63 billion, brothers and sisters, on travel. We must do something about this crisis in Black economic dysfunctionality. We must get organized and we must get on the right side of history. Ladies, focus on the economics. We're going to get to the relationships later. Focus, my queens. Consciousness over coochie. Politics over punani. Stay with me, my sisters. It's normally the brothers who get sidetracked with the cookie. It's normally the brothers who get I see the sisters getting sidetracked with the cookie conversation. Stay focused. Politics over punani. Politics, ladies, over punani. Consciousness over cookies. Stay with me, my sisters. We must stay focused. $63 billion on travel a year. $63 billion on travel a year. And guess what? That was an increase from $48 billion in 2010. So the $63 billion was an increase, brothers and sisters. It was an increase up from the $48 billion from 2010. We have an Instagram problems. Hold on. We have an Instagram problems. Let me see what's going on here. We have an Instagram problems. Let me see. Hold on, Facebook. We have an Instagram. Your Instagram brothers and sisters need this information. Reconnecting. I took it off the Wi-Fi. We back? Are we back, or do I need to? There we go. We back? I think we back. All right. So the $63 billion on travel that we spent in 2018, okay, was a $15 billion increase from 2010. Did y'all hear that? In 2010, we spent $48 billion on travel and vacationing. And then 8 years later, in 2018, it went up to $63 billion a year on travel. And the Black community isn't making any of the money from its own Black people because we don't have no systems. We don't have no institutions. We don't have no infrastructure. We need systems, institutions, and infrastructure. Say it with me, brothers and sisters. Systems, institution, and infrastructure. Systems, institutions, and infrastructure, brothers and sisters. Now, let me say this. Special message to the Divine Nine. Special message to the Divine Nine. Historically, Black fraternities and sororities, I'm a little upset with y'all. I love all y'all. I love all y'all. Shout out to the Kappa brothers. Shout out to the Alpha brothers. Shout out to the Omega brothers. Shout out to the Sigma brothers, the Iota brothers, the Groove Phi Groove brothers. Shout out to them sexy ass Sigma Gamma Rhos. Shout out to them fine ass Zeta Phi Betas. Shout out to them gorgeous ass. Who am I leaving out? Those gorgeous Delta Sigma Theta. I love me a Delta. I love me a Delta. Okay, and then we got them fine ass, gorgeous ass, sophisticated AKAs. I love me some Black Greek women. I love the sisters in the sororities, but I got an issue with y'all tonight. I got an issue with y'all tonight. And my issue with the Divine Nine is y'all be spending too much money on your conferences and conventions. And y'all not spending that money at the HBCU campuses where your fraternities were founded. Listen to me. It is a hypocritical move. It is totally hypocritical for any of the Black Greek fraternities and sororities. Totally hypocritical for any of the Black Greek fraternities and sororities. Hold on. Instagram froze. Instagram froze. I'm starting over. I'm starting over. 1 second, Facebook. 1 second, Facebook. One second, Facebook. No internet connection. That's impossible. That's impossible. FBI playing with me. CIA playing with me. That's okay. I know how to handle that. Hold on, Instagram. I know what to do. They playing with me, y'all. That ain't nothing but the FBI and the CIA. That ain't nothing but the FBI and the CIA. I got you, Instagram. Hold on. That ain't nothing but the FBI and the CIA. Hold on, Instagram. Hold on, Instagram. That ain't nothing but the FBI and the CIA. I got y'all, though. Let me see. One second, Facebook. My apologies. I think we rolling. I think we rolling. I think we rolling. Instagram, we there? Instagram, we back. Okay, Instagram is back. That's the FBI and the CIA doing what they do, brothers and sisters, and we got to do what we got to do. But getting back to the Black Greek fraternities and sororities, brothers and sisters, it is hypocritical for any of you to be having conferences at white hotels. I'm going to say it again. The Black Greek fraternities and sororities should be hosting their conferences at the historically Black colleges and universities. That's where you guys were founded, and they need your money. There's enough HBCUs around this country for you guys to have your conferences at a different HBCU every year. Most of you guys were founded at Howard University. Most of you guys were founded at Howard University. And I'm not recommending that you go to Howard every year. I'm saying show your love by hosting your Black Greek conferences, fraternities and sororities at the HBCUs. You guys should rotate. You guys should rotate. 1 year, your national conference is at Howard. Another year, your national conference is at Morehouse. Another year, your national conference is at Elizabeth City State. Another year, your national conference is at Lincoln. Another year, your national conference, okay, is down at one of the HBCUs in Texas, and then South Carolina State. Y'all should rotate and put that money back into the Black community. Put that money back into the HBCUs. No historically Black fraternity that claims to care about education or sorority that claims to care about education, there's no reason why you guys are spending millions of dollars to have your annual conventions at a white hotel. That is unacceptable. It is absolutely unacceptable. In fact, I might have to write a letter to the basilisks and the leaders and presidents of the Divine Nine because it's unacceptable. It is hypocritical for our Black fraternities and sororities, understanding the history of our struggle, to be pumping millions of dollars into white hotels instead of going back to the HBCUs and having your conferences and parties you could party at the HBCU. Lord knows you can party at the HBCU. Go party at Hampton. What you doing at the, not Hampton Hotels, Hampton University. That's right. You don't need the Marriott when you got Morehouse. Do you understand me? We have to stop this. There are two institutions that have the most real estate in the black community. The most real estate in the black community is owned by the HBCU and the black church. The HBCU and the black church. We have over 100 HBCUs and we got tens of thousands of black churches. We have over 100 HBCUs and we got tens of thousands of black churches. So those two groups, the pastors and the fraternities and sororities, have to do better. Y'all have to do better. No black Greek fraternity and sorority in 2021 should be having a national conference at a white hotel. I don't want to hear it. If you got to sleep at the hotel, fine. But I don't see why you can't stay inside the dorms. I remember when I was a freshman at Millersville University, we went to Cheney University for a black convention, black student conference, and we stayed in the Cheney Hotel. It wasn't the beautifulest of things, but we got through and it felt good sleeping on the campus of a black college, the first one, you understand, coming from a predominantly white institution. So our fraternities and sororities have to stop being bougie and uppity. Okay, stop being bougie and uppity and come back down to earth and start giving your money back to the HBCUs, brothers and sisters. All right, let's continue. Can we talk about video games for a minute? This is going to break my heart right here. I have a big problem with this annual black expenditure right here for video games. I have a very big problem with this annual expenditure for video games, brothers and sisters. I am disappointed at black parents for what I'm about to read. I am disappointed at black parents for what I'm about to read, and I'm also disappointed at black men and women because a lot of you are addicted to video games. I confess I have never been addicted to video games. I've never owned a video game system. I've never wanted to own a video game system because I never wanted to get addicted to video gaming. One of the best decisions of my life that I made as a child. Yes, I used to like to go to the arcade and play Pac-Man. Yes, I used to like to go to the arcade and play Miss Pac-Man. Yes, I used to like to go to the arcade and play Centipede, but that was it. My video games died when I graduated from 6th grade at Meade Elementary School, 18th in Oxford, North Philly. That was it for my video game days. They don't get me wrong, at the Scotland School, some of my classmates and roommates had video game units, and I would play the Mario Brothers and the Donkey Kong. I'm now King Kong Consciousness, but back then I would play the Donkey Kong, but now I'm King Kong Consciousness, and I had a little fun on the video games once in a while. But I never got addicted to video gaming because I was a reader, brothers and sisters. I am a reader. Let me explain something to y'all. I am a reader. I ain't got nothing but books in here. I am a reader. I am a reader, brothers and sisters. I don't have time for video games. And I want to know how black men and women have so much time to be wasting. Dozens of hours, hundreds of hours a week, y'all waste playing video games. Y'all waste thousands of hours playing video games. Let's look at how much we spend. Let's look at how much we spend. Listen to this. Black people spend the most money and the most time on cell phones, tablets, video games, and cable. Cell phones, tablets, video games, and cable. In the United States, this holiday season alone, 2020 Christmas shopping only. Listen to me. 2020 Christmas only, brothers and sisters. 2020 Christmas only. Black people, America, all of America spent $13 billion this holiday season on PlayStation 5 and Xbox mostly. Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear what I just said? The 2020 Christmas shopping season, the 2020 Christmas shopping season, America spent $13.4 billion in 4 weeks. In 4 weeks, $13.4 billion in 4 weeks, mostly on PlayStation 5 and Xbox. Now, I don't have the specific number for Black America. I was looking for it. I couldn't find it. But isn't it reasonable to assume? Isn't it reasonable to assume that if Black people spend the most money on video games, cell phones, tablets, and cable, isn't it reasonable to assume that at least half of that $13.4 billion that was spent in America since Thanksgiving on video gaming was spent by Black people? Who agrees with me? Who agrees with me? I'm going to say it again. America spent $13.4 billion on video games and units since Thanksgiving. This year, we're talking current events. This ain't old. This is now. $13.4 billion in 4 weeks of 2020 from Thanksgiving until today. So if we spend the most money on video games and cable and cell phones, isn't it reasonable to suspect that at least half, and I believe it's more, but isn't it reasonable to expect that at least half of that was spent by us, which means we are spending $7 billion a month. Holiday, we are spending $7 billion a Christmas on video games. And the leading units are PlayStation 5, which I've never played. I've never played a PlayStation game in my life. Xbox, I don't even know what it is. I've never played an Xbox in my life. PlayStation 5 and Xbox leads all video games. And check this out. They said there's a game that is called Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War is the best-selling game in the United States for 12 consecutive years, and it accounts for the highest amount of money spent on a single game in the United States. Can somebody please tell me? Can somebody please tell me what the hell is Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War? Help me out, because I do not do video games. I do revolution. I do not do video games. I do saving Black boys. I do not do video games. I do helping Black parents. I do not do video games. I do reading books and studying and organizing the Black community. What is Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War? This is the #1 video game in America 12 years in a row. And this is what your son and daughter are spending all day playing when they got a special ed IEP? No child, listen to me, Black parents. Listen to me, Black parents. No child with an IEP for a learning disability should have a video game unit. Absolutely not. Absolutely. If you are in special ed with a learning disability, ADHD, emotional disturbance, so-called mild mental retardation, you should not be playing video games. If there's any parent out there right now who has a child in special ed and has a video game unit in your house, you are a failing Black parent. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to be hard on y'all because we losing our children because you parents don't want to step up. I'm going to be hard on y'all because we losing our children because you parents don't want to step up. I'm going to say it again. If you are a Black parent with a child in special ed in the United States in America and territories, I'm talking to my Puerto Rican Africans. I'm talking to my U.S. Virgin Islands, St. Thomas, okay, St. Croix. I'm talking to all y'all. I'm talking to those U.S. territories in the South Pacific. I'm talking to all y'all. In fact, I'm talking to my African parents in the UK, in Europe, because y'all have special ed. African parents in South Africa, y'all have special ed. A lot of African countries are starting to get special ed. Caribbean islands, y'all have special ed. So I'm talking globally because I'm a Pan-Africanist. I'm talking globally because I'm a Pan-Africanist. If your child is receiving any type of remedial academic instruction, special ed, learning disability, IEP. How do they have time to play Call of Duty, Black Ops, Cold War? How they got time for PlayStation? And how do they got time for the Xbox? Somebody help me out. Somebody help me out. Somebody help me out. Somebody help me out. No black child in special ed should be video gaming. $7 billion in a month? We spent $7 billion on video games in a month. But you ain't got no hospital. You ain't got no supermarket. You ain't got no factory. You ain't got no jobs. You ain't got no banks. You got a few banks. Very few revolutionary grassroots banks, but you got a few. So you got to help me understand how we got time for $7 billion in wasting time on video games, and we got all these unemployed black men, all these unemployed black women, all these unemployed black teenagers. What are we doing? What are we doing? I'll tell you what we're doing. We're going down in history as the first people on the world history. We're going down in history as the first people ever to participate in their own extermination. That's what we're doing. I'm going to say it again. You know what we're doing? We're making history. We're making history. Black America is making history. We're going down in history as the first people to finance their own extermination. That's what we're doing. That's exactly what we're doing. Your child is in special ed, can barely read, but he got a video game system that costs us hundreds of dollars. You're out of your mind. You're out of your mind. Let's keep on going. Now let's talk about the historically black college presidents. Let's talk to the historically black college presidents. With all due respect, and I don't want any of them to take this personal, I'm talking to all of the presidents of the historically black colleges and universities. I don't want none of you to take this personal, but you are not doing a good enough job rescuing our HBCUs. St. Paul's, the college that I was going to buy, the college that started the FDMG fundraiser back in the spring of 2014, should have never been up for sale. It should have never been up for sale. St. Paul's College in Lawrenceville, Virginia is now owned by the Chinese community. St. Paul's College in Lawrenceville, Virginia is now owned by the Chinese community. We let the Chinese buy a school, an institution that our ancestors built coming out of slavery. We have no self-respect at all as a people. We have no self-respect at all as a people. How can we let another culture purchase an institution that our ancestors built? Look at all the black colleges that have been closed down. Look at all the black colleges that have been closed down. And I'm telling you, our black HBCU presidents, y'all not doing a good job. Y'all know better than a lot of our African heads of state. You guys are no better than a lot of our African heads of state. If I was president of an HBCU, if I was part of that black HBCU president's roundtable, first thing y'all need to do is y'all need to aggressively target the black professional associations. The HBCU presidents need to aggressively target the black professional associations. What do I mean by this? What is Dr. Umar talking about? I'm saying the HBCU presidents need to draft a letter and they need to send it to the Urban League, the NAACP, the Greek fraternities and sororities, the black doctors, the black social workers, the black engineers, the black counselors, all the black organizations, and say, we need your money. We need you to invest in us. We don't want to hear about you holding a conference anywhere else when you can hold it right here at an HBCU that needs your money. We have our own catering. We have our own cafeteria. We have our own dormitories. We have all the meeting space. We have party space. We have parking lot space. We have cookout space. There is no reason for the NAACP to be having conferences at white hotels. There's no reason for the Urban League to be having conferences at white hotels. There's no reason for any black Greek fraternity or sorority to be having their conferences at black hotels. The Black Masons don't need to be having their conferences at the black hotels. None of us None of us should be having conferences at white hotels when you have over 100 HBCUs that are struggling to stay open. How can we afford to be giving millions of dollars to the Marriott? Millions of dollars to the Marriott and Holiday Inn and the Hyatt and these 4 and 5 star hotels y'all be going to. 4 and 5 star. Those hotels cost $300-400 a night. Y'all be there all week. How can you afford to hemorrhage that type of money when we got over 100 black colleges that are risk being shut down, brothers and sisters? Come on now. Come on now. Economic coonery. Economic coonery. Economic coonery. It has to stop. Also, every historically black college should have a farm and an independent school. I'm going to say it again. Every black college in America should have a farm where they can sell their produce to the local African American community. If the HBCU ain't farming, the HBCU ain't serious. And the sad thing about this HBCU family and alumni, is most HBCUs had an agricultural component. Some still do. Some still do. But 100 years ago, most HBCUs had an agricultural component. Many of them have done away with it. Many of them have done away with the agricultural component. We need to get back to this man. We need to get back to this man. We need to get back to this man right now. We need to go back to the economics of Pan-Africanist Booker T. Washington. We need to go back to the economics of Pan-Africanist Booker T. Washington. Every HBCU needs agriculture. That will bring you money, and it will also improve the health of the black community. It will bring you money, and it will also improve the health of the black community, brothers and sisters. And they need an independent school to do what? Prepare the students for college. Every child who goes to your independent school will automatically go to your college. So that's constant enrollment, steady enrollment. All the children from your independent school will get a discount on the tuition to stay there and go to college. You need enrollment. Most HBCUs are crying about under enrollment because the PWIs, thanks to Barack Obama, the PWIs, thanks to Barack Obama, the PWIs, predominantly white institutions, thanks to Barack Obama, are now getting money. They're now getting money, okay, that is linked to the amount of quote unquote minority students they can recruit. So the white schools are being paid to steal black students from the HBCUs. The white colleges of America are being paid to steal black students from the HBCU. If you disagree with me, then what do you call it? What do you call a predominantly white institution receiving federal money for the amount of black students on campus? What do you call a predominantly white institution receiving money for the amount of black students on the campus? You know what I call it? I call it financing the destruction of the HBCU. Why are you getting money for stealing black students from black colleges? 50 years ago, those black kids couldn't be caught dead on your college campus. 50 years ago, those black college students couldn't be caught dead on the white college campus. And now you're receiving millions of dollars for stealing them away from the HBCU. Brothers and sisters, we have to unite and we have to get organized with our money. There could be no black power without the black dollar. There can be no black power without the black dollar. There can be no black power without the black dollar. Y'all ready for the black church? Are y'all ready for the black church? Are y'all ready for the black church? And then I got to give you Dr. Umar's reparations package. Are y'all ready to talk about the black church? Let me first of all say this. I respect those of y'all who believe in this book. And I respect those of y'all who believe in this book. This is the Holy Quran. This is the Holy Quran. This is the Holy Bible. I have no problem with either book. That's why you see I own multiple copies of both books. I read both books because both books were created from the ancient traditional spiritual literature of African people. So this book is a child of ancient African spiritual tradition, and this book is a child of the ancient African spiritual tradition. So I don't have a problem with books that came from the spiritual wisdom that my ancestors brought to this earth. You understand me? So my comments about black religion have nothing to do with what you believe. I want to be very clear. Marcus Garvey was a Christian. Malcolm X was a Muslim. Both of them were Pan-Africanist. Marcus Garvey, the most honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey, was a Christian. Malcolm X was a Muslim. Both of them were great Pan-Africanists. So please do not take my comments as an attack on your belief. It is not. It is attack on the coons who control your religious institution. I said it is an attack on the coons who control your religious institutions. So let us get into it. I hope we don't have no religiously immature people on the feed tonight. I hope we don't have no religiously immature people on the feed tonight. I'm not going to go in too long on the black church, but it needs to be said. I'm not going to go in too long, but this needs to be said because this is outrageous. These financial statistics of what we give the black church are absolutely outrageous. Listen to this statistic. Call your pastor up, tell him to tune in. Listen to this statistic. Call your pastor up, tell him to tune in. Listen to this statistic. The black church has received $420 billion in donations. Let me say it again. Let me say it again. Lord have mercy. I don't even want to say this, but I got to say it. Since 2013, so from 2013 to 2020, 7 years, the black church has received $420 billion in donations. That is almost $500 billion. Mind you, we are a $2 trillion people. We are a $2 trillion people. The black church has received since 2013, that's 7 years, $420 billion in donations. And you Negroes got a nerve to be hollering at me. We've been raising money since 2014. We have not even reached $1 million. We have been raising money since the spring of 2014 with our first collection in St. Louis, Missouri. We have not cracked $1 million. We have not come close to that. But you guys have given the black church with no schools, no supermarkets, no banks, no hospitals, no jobs, no factories. You Negroes complaining about my school have given the black church in 7 years $420 billion. Can somebody do me a favor? Can somebody please do me a favor? Can you divide $420 billion into 7 years? Please. Can somebody please divide $420 billion into 7 years? How much a year are we giving the black church? Can somebody please, what is the math? Do the math, family. 420 billion divided by 7 years. How much a year, brothers and sisters? Can somebody post it? Is everybody in special ed tonight? Does everybody have a math IEP? Do you have a calculations disability? 61 million risk takeover, 60 billion. Lord have mercy. Y'all can't be. So 60 times 7, you're right. It's 42. Oh my God, I can't believe this. I cannot believe this. We are giving the black church 60 billion, not million, not million. We are giving the black church $60 billion a year. Brothers and sisters, brothers and sisters, brothers and sisters, 60 billion a year over the past 7 years. That is a damn shame. It's billion, y'all. It's billion. 60 billion times 7 years is 420 billion. Forgive me for saying million. We have given the black church $60 billion a year for the past 7 years. Most of that has been used. Oh, don't take it from me. Listen to this. Nearly 100% of black church revenue is from donations, and 60% pays the salaries. I'm going to say it again. They didn't say they using 60 billion a year for schools. They didn't say they using 60 billion a year for hospitals. They didn't say they using 60 billion a year for banks. They didn't say they using 60 billion a year for supermarkets and shipping companies and distribution and to fight against racism and fight against mass incarceration and fight against no. I'm going to read it again. The black church, nearly 100% of church revenue in the black community is from donations, and 60% goes to salaries. My God. My God. Are you really going to tell me you believe God intended? Are you really trying to tell me that you really believe that God intended for black people who don't have no institutions, no infrastructure, problems galore, and you're telling me that God intended for us, 40 million people to 50 million people, to give $60 billion a year of our hard-earned money to a church? And of the 60 billion a year, 60% pays people's salaries. Oh my God. Oh my God. Sometimes I thought people were going too hard on the church. Not no more. I used to think sometimes people were going too hard on the church. Not no more. This is a crisis. This is the devil's work. This has nothing to do with the Lord. This is the devil's work. It has nothing to do with the Lord. And don't get me wrong, there are exceptions. We got small churches out here doing God's work. We got medium-sized churches out here doing God's work. And guess what else I found out, brothers and sisters? Listen to this. So we've given the black church 420 billion in 7 years, which is 60 billion a year. 60% of the 60 billion of black folks' money pays salary. So guess what that means? You can get richer being a pastor than being a surgeon. You could get richer being a pastor than being a college president. You could get richer being a pastor than being a medical doctor. You can get richer being a pastor than probably being a professional athlete. The pastors are making more money than black professionals. The pastors are making more money than black lawyers. The pastors are making more money than black engineers. 60% of 60 mil. I keep saying million. 60% of 60 billion is paying salaries, and you ain't solving no problems? And y'all still going to church? And y'all still going to church? Brothers and sisters, come on, y'all. Come on, this is sad. I can't believe this.